Bronny can go in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to board, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shadoon.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's about to get
Dion already doing that.
We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
like, when you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me.
Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the $30,000? Now?
In the moment. In that moment.
In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or what was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy, but keep it high level. And this is gonna just give you the beats, and I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on? The core issue is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undefeated. Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real. This is what I do. I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday.
All categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undefeated. Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real. This is what I do. I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
You think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail. Okay, you know what, big dog? Yes. I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now. Let's get
Everyone everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it.
Blah, 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 blah. What's cracking like a mackin' from the back into the jack and G's up? Guess what? It's 5 in the morning on the West Coast, so Reaves is up. Love to all you guys who got up this morning with me. First of all, love and blessings and grace and mercy and thankfulness, gratitude for waking up this morning. But now y'all up, let's get into some sports. We ain't teasing nothing. We going straight in it. I'm tired. It's time to DJ. Get on the dance floor. Let's go. What we talking about? The headline topic right now, ESPN called out. Stephen A. Smith called out. By who? Y'all know the man, Jaylen Brown. Let's go.
Leader behind that was ESPN. ESPN is unethical, and Stephen A. Smith is the head face of that. But, you know, the organization, the players, they were all in agreement. They all knew what I meant by that. Our team was basically salary dumped. You know, we lost a lot of players, and for us to emerge and still be in the same position, we got to start to understand, like, success doesn't always mean leader.
Blah, blah, blah. He kept going, but he started to go into things that were already known. He started to go into things about sports, about sportsmanship that are a given. And I won't bore you with those things, but the real of it is this shouldn't even be a headline. This shouldn't even be a story. Now, ESPN has taken in a lot of water over the years, but guess what? That cruise ship keeps sailing because it's, one, great. Let's just keep it like it is. It's great. Yeah, it has fallen off of late because they've gotten into the embrace debate and it's fatigued. But don't act like ESPN wasn't it. Like, we all grew up on it. We all know it. We all know that Stephen A. Smith has his amazing qualities. Come on. I like to give people their flowers, even though it's some dirt with it, okay? We're going to give them the dirt, but we're going to give them their flowers too. We understand that, how we pull it from the root. So ESPN is a great, great entity. It's the 4 letters. Like, even today, if you do something in the sports world, chances are you still want to go hit that remote, go on that phone, see what ESPN talking about, okay? Let's just keep it let's keep it a thou wow. Let's keep it real. That said, the warts, the acne, the zits of ESPN are bigger than ever. We all know it. And this is one of the worst that I've seen. And y'all can beat it up in the comments and let me know what you think. This is one of the worst I've seen because this is totally contrived. Like, we have letting the personalities of like a Stephen A. Smith inject himself so much that he has made this a national headline, but more importantly, something that is a character stain on the brain when we think about Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, before this, you got to think about when him and Stephen A. had their interaction before about the Olympics. Like, all these insertions of opinion from Stephen A. Smith, great. Go ahead, big dog, tell us what you're thinking. But don't tell us how to think. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. And right now, I think that when he had this story first reported, he was telling us what he thought about it. Jaylen Brown, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. But now it's turned into he wants us to think like him, right? Instead of him just telling us what he thought about it, now he's telling us what to think. Jaylen Brown, you can't be a winner. You can't be a great guy. You can't be you sorry. You're weak. What kind of competitor does this? What kind of competitor thinks that this was his favorite season? The one that has already won before. So you trying to indict me and my character and how I get after the game, how competitive I am? What's the point of having receipts, championships, accolades if this is how you're going to play the game? It makes 0 sense. So to give it to you more, Jaylen Brown on saying last year was his favorite season. As he says in quotes, we just heard the leader behind that was ESPN. ESPN is unethical. Stephen A. Smith is the head and face of that. The organization, the players, they were all in agreement. All right, so there's 3 layers to this. ESPN is unethical. Why are they unethical in his eyes? And then now in our receipt, because we are seeing it, is because they allow somebody to go up there and take something so far off course that we not talking about ball no more. They got eliminated in the first round. The first round collapse. Okay. So after a first round collapse, I shouldn't ask you your name, your address, your social security number, what's your favorite season? I can't ask you real questions, right? When you lose in a first round series, all real questions got to go. You lost. What do we want to talk to you for? Oh, you asked me a question. I can't give you a real answer? Like, this is so stupid. So it's so stupid, Jaylen Brown's like, yo, ESPN, how y'all let this go down? Now, we all know that ESPN ain't sitting there, some master, the head of ESPN, wasn't it Jimmy Pitaro? He not sitting there like, what is Stephen A saying right now? Is McAfee talking? Like, you can't do that. You can't police it like that. At the same time, we know the dominoes been falling. Like, it's out of control how Stephen A. Smith can go from, you don't want to make an enemy out of me, to this point. Like, it's just it's trying to get to the same place with a different tactic, which is crazy. Stephen A. Smith is the head and face of that. He's the head and face of that. Let's be real. Pat McAfee ain't getting these kind of arrows thrown at him, right? We're not shooting at Pat McAfee for this. Be real. And he's as big as Stephen A. Smith, if not bigger. We're going to see what that new deal looks like. But when I'm hearing 60+ million, even though you got to pay everybody because he is licensing out his product, so he's his own ESPN, and he got to pay everybody, still 60? Lord. But McAfee ain't taking this. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing that little dance around game. As we see now, Kendrick Perkins on McAfee more and more in the regular rotation. That's great. Stephen A. is the head and face of this, right? Just call it like it is. It ain't no shots at him. It's just like, hey, names and numbers. You're the face of this unethical. People are fatigued, tired of this. Embrace debate that is going too far. Because everything is not a debate. Some things is a congratulate, all right? You ain't got to always debate. Sometimes congratulate. And the organization, the players, they were all in agreement. This is the toughest part. Dog, he's there. I hate when somebody try to tell me something. I'm like, dog, I was there. But you probably wasn't paying attention to. Were you there? No, but you didn't think. Were you there? No, but you didn't hear what. You okay? I don't care what you gonna tell me. Great. Oh, I'm just letting you know. You ever had a friend? I'm just letting you know. Fool. Okay, thank you. Way to try to add this layer that may be real, may be fake, but guess what? Wasn't in my existence. I'm not the one that goes to the restaurant and I can't sit with my back to the door. You know why? Because I ain't did shit. Ain't nobody gonna come in here and looking for me. That doesn't mean nothing won't happen. That doesn't mean accidents don't happen. That doesn't mean that innocent victims don't occur. But ain't nobody coming, ain't a restaurant in this world somebody gonna walk into. Where Wiley at? Because Wiley ain't stupid. Wiley ain't playing those kind of games. I don't play silly games, so I don't get silly prizes. I don't get shot in the back. Fuck wrong with y'all? Like, they got you so spooked. It's almost like a spook. You got you so spooked about something that may happen that you don't live the way you know you should, the way it is happening. That's what happens. Just like this. Stephen A. Smith comes out. You don't want to make an enemy of me, Durant, all the way to today where he's saying, oh, look what kind of guy this is. Look what kind of competitor this is. Look what kind of leader this is. And all it is supposed to do, I'm telling you the truth, is those incidents, those very few incidents is supposed to scare you if you're an athlete, if you're a basketball player, to the point where you don't sit down comfortably in your seat as an NBA player. Basically, you don't want to sit with your back to the table because what they gonna say. Say it. I dare you to say it. Give a damn what you say. I'm playing. Who cares what you talk about and I'm walking about it, right? Unreal. So let's get a little deeper into this topic because it's crazy to me. Because this is a major one, y'all. Look, it's a major one because we really talking about people. Right? Stephen A. Smith, broadcaster. Jaylen Brown, basketball player. Nah, this cutting deeper than this. His kids going to be looking up his name. And when they look up his name, they shouldn't be seeing this BS. They really shouldn't. Let's get all these ads out of here. How you get ads out of here? Love to all you guys rocking with your boy. Let's go. Jaylen Brown calls ESPN Unethical, takes another shot at Stephen A. Brown made the comments during the annual Cannes. How you say Cannes? Cans? It used to be cans, but you know you ain't Grey Poupon enough if you don't say Cannes. Lions conference in France. Let's go. The public feud between ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, and Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown is showing no signs of slowing down, with Brown again publicly calling out Smith and his employer. Yeah, this is interesting because I think Stephen A. usually wins these because he gets the last word, as the media does. But because all these players have their own platforms and, more importantly, enough money to fund anything, they have more money than the person they're talking about or who's talking about them. They like, I got time. That's what I love. Like, the culture has changed so much that now players can be like, yeah, I got time today. You know, before, if you weren't playing basketball and quiet off the court, then what? You not focused. Remember those days they used to kill somebody if they did any event? I saw him at a autograph session. Shouldn't he have been a shoot around? Remember those days? They gone. I did shoot around. Now I'm about to make some money, and I'm about to live stream, and I'm about to call you out. Just imagine in 10 years what the NBA gonna look like. All sports, it's gonna be crazy. Brown made the comments during the annual Cannes Lions powwow in France. He was responding to criticism from Smith after referring to the 2025-2026 season as his favorite, despite star Jason Tatum missing most of the season and the Celtics being on the wrong side of an early playoff exit. Please walk with me, y'all, and listen to me. This world will make you so external so that you really don't live up to your potential. And this sentence right here is exactly what I'm talking about. They will make you focus in on what you get, what you achieve, your accolades before just being your essence. Just being, I tell kids all the time when I speak to them, you are valuable just the way you are. You are alive. You have free will and opportunity. You are valuable. But this world won't tell you that. This world will tell you you're only valuable when you graduate from Columbia. You're only valuable if you get drafted to the NFL. You're only valuable if you work at ESPN. Like, shut up. That's on top of. That's the cherries on top. That's the layers of the cake. But don't act like I ain't got no cake because I'm walking around here on Slauson in Compton. I ain't valuable. See, that's the problem. That's why everybody out there, wah, because they don't think they got any value. I knew I had value growing up. My mama and daddy Ben told me, you enough, bruh. The way you are, you enough. Now go get more if you want it. I know you do. Go get it. But don't act like you ain't something already. Oh, I hate when they do that. So check this sentence out. He was responding to Jaylen Brown responded to criticism from another man, Stephen A. Smith, after referring to the 25-26 season as his favorite, despite Jason Tatum, who's another man. So I'm responding to criticism from you about another man because he was gone, and also because of a team, not me, a team that lost early. I ain't even got to read no more, y'all. That's how the game goes. This is how they twist you. You got to deal with me, another person, him, another person, and a team. And they try to act like you the problem. Dog, ain't none of that got all the land on me. All that can't land on me. Ooh. Anyway, let's go. ESPN is unethical, and Stephen A. Smith is the head and face of that. But the organization and the players, they were all in agreement. Brown said, they all knew what I meant by that. Our team was basically salary dump. We lost a lot of players. Okay. Brown going after Smith is no surprise because the two have been at it since the end of the first round of the 26 NBA playoffs, when Smith took exception to Brown blaming the refs after the Celtics blew a 3-1 first-round lead to the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't remember that exact moment, but I never blame refs. Refs in sports is just like adversity in life. Overcome it. Shut up. Stop complaining. He called a foul. So what? Learn from every foul he calls. Today, is this a foul or is this a foul? Right? Like I tell my kids all the time, stop complaining. He ain't taking it back. 1, and 2, you can learn from it. There are times when they swallow their whistle. I always tell I was like, right now, I'm like, hey, these next 2-3 minutes, they ain't calling no fouls. They ain't been calling no fouls. Hack them, hit them, get physical. Yes. Shoot, make them fouls count. After the Milwaukee Bucks did not accept the trade package for Giannis, centered around Brown, Smith responded with more criticism of the Celtics star. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, since he didn't get traded and he got hung out there for trade bait, you got more mad at him. What? I'm just letting y'all follow these beats so y'all can understand how the game goes. One of the things we not gonna do, bro, is not let you sit around and act like you're a victim, Smith said on First Take. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't letting Jaylen Brown get away with that. Get away with what? that he was trade bait and that people said, damn, that's messed up. A finals MVP was trade bait. Damn, that's messed up. A top 10 player in our league that's a two-way player is trade bait. Damn, we can't do that? Really? Go ahead. Smith went on to criticize Brown over comments he made about doubters, making him a better player. Smith argued that Brown had not really faced doubters. And who ain't faced doubters? Dog, people who have lost face doubters. You think winners don't? And was instead widely celebrated for his role in leading the Celtics to a number 2 seed. Okay, let's go with that, Stephen A. He was widely celebrating too. Jason Tatum came back with his limping self, with his 80% self, and then everything went awry. Everything went different. Be real. They were a better team this year without Jason Tatum. Because you trying to limp your way back into it, and then finally you come back, and guess what? We got to force you the ball. We got to act like you the same guy. You're not the same guy. Be real. Then you end up getting hurt again, messing up our chemistry even more. I digress. Who wants nuance? Brown's comments at Con were his first opportunity to publicly respond to Smith's latest remarks. Brown is far from the first person to complain about ESPN control over popular sports narratives, especially in the NFL, NBA, even former ESPN employees like Merrill Hodge, Trent. Who was that? Did I see Trent Dilfer say something? I seen him. A couple of the anchors have criticized ESPN's embrace debate mentality. In Brown's specific case, it seems he did not appreciate how underrated the Celtics were entering the season, even after the salary dump of stars like Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. Thank you. No Holiday, no Porzingis, no Jason Tatum, and you acting like this is just another year. It can't be my favorite year. Though I didn't do more with less, stop it. Though if Brown really wants the sports narrative to not run through ESPN, publicly calling out ESPN and Stephen A. Smith is unlikely to accomplish that. As always, there will be interested parties tuning into First Take tomorrow to see how Smith responds. Yeah, it's basically you feeding the beast. And I don't care. Like, one, I don't care if I'm feeding the beast, because the beast can die for overeating too. Like, his belly get too big and he just like, but no, I'm not into this competition, so I don't care about that. I'm not into competing against other people or entities. You think I'm competing against ESPN? You got it twisted. You think I'm competing against Stephen A? You got it twisted. You want to know why? Stephen A. Smith is the king of sports right now, him or McAfee. Go ahead, wear the crown. I don't care about that, because I know this from the days when I was the king of whatever I was doing. There's enough to go around. What? Dog. When I was in the league, when I was setting deals and records and stuff, there's enough to go around. Trust me, I had teammates that were eating too. You think I was the only one going to dinner? So it's the same in flip. If somebody beating you at something, trust me, stop getting all into this scarcity mindset that's all there is. What? There's enough to go around. Every team I played on that had a franchise quarterback who was the man, LT, Junior Seau, Bruce Smith, there was enough to go around. There was a lot left over for Marcellus Wiley, and I loved it. Stop it. So get out that mindset, man. Don't let these people fool you, okay? Shout out to everybody who's invested in that. But look, it's a real thing. We're going to beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys thinking, as Shannon, Sharpe, and Ocho Cinco going to chime in on this. I see a lot of y'all in here. Who's in here? Number 1, Stomp, my dog. Dan the Fan is number 2. Money Boy Trey is stuck at Trey. He don't like being 2. He don't like being 4. I love it. TC210 is at 4, and Rafael Ramirez is at 5. Love to all you guys, man. Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all how life goes. This show, we're going to do all the sports stuff. We're going to do the life stuff even more. Don't let them tell you that it ain't enough. You ain't got to be number 1 or else. What you mean, or else? Or else is a lot. Dog, sometimes number 2 is a photo finish to number 1. To the naked eye in track and field, you don't know who won. You trying to tell me that number 1 has a way different world than number 2? Let me tell you from being inside that world. No, they don't. Now, it's obviously better to be number 1. Don't get it twisted. But if you are number 2, trust me, you're fine. And in this world, you compete against yourself first. Not them, not ESPN, not Stephen A. Smith. That's what he's trying to make it. Jaylen Brown versus Stephen A. Smith. Oh, that's only going to help Stephen A. Smith. Because Stephen A. Smith is not Jaylen Brown. Trust me. If I had another itty-bitty, if God said right now, I want you to have an itty-bitty, who you want him to be, Jaylen Brown or Stephen A. Smith? I'm like, why are you asking dumb questions, God? And I'm not calling you dumb, God. I'm just like, what? It's okay. Right? Now, If God said, hey, you got a media contract, you got a media deal, you got a media opportunity, you got a media career, who you want to be, Marcellus Wiley or Stephen A. Smith? I say Stephen A. Smith. I would. Yeah, me. I would say, God, that's a dumb question. Stephen A. Smith, he got me. Now, if you want to say football, come on, man. You want to say life? That's the point. Stop letting them tell you what games to play in, because they playing silly games. All right, let's get into it. Shannon, Chad, what y'all talking about?
Celtic situation with Jaylen, with JB and JT.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to break them up. You can't break up something that doesn't want to be broken up.
Yeah.
Talk to the Boston Celtics. JB sees himself as a number one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Celtics sees him, Jason Tatum, as the number one.
Mm-hmm.
He was never going to be seen in the eyes that we see him now as long as Jason Tatum was there. What happened? Jason Tatum unfortunately got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown got an opportunity to show you he was a number one. Because even when JB won Eastern Conference.
I think you're jacking Jay-Z. I got to stop it because I'm confused with these J's and T's and B's and Z's, J's, all this J. Here's the thing I am not confused about. Before this year, I knew that both of those guys could carry a team. Did you not? See, this is what I'm saying. They had us double looking, checking, rechecking, looking at it like, is it really Tatum's team or is it really Jaylen Brown's team? Dog, you do know that they could do this elsewhere separately. Kobe, Shaq. There was a time early you were like, oh, Kobe could do this. Now, he got Shaq with him, so duh, why do it? But he could do this. Kobe was averaging damn near what Shaq was averaging in them playoff series. What y'all talking about, Willis? Do y'all know? I mean, it ain't that hard to look at a team and be like, they got two number ones. Or they got a number one and a number two, like the Lakers. Lakers got a number one and a glorified number three, or a six-man in Austin Reaves. He ain't no number two. Good luck. We're going to talk about that. That's coming up next.
Finals MVP, the Larry Bird Award. When he won Finals MVP, what did everybody say? That's because everybody geared their defense to stop Jason Tatum. You still wouldn't get a man the credit. Even though he had the hardware on his mantle, you tried to make a reason or an excuse why he got it.
Okay, that's a problem with our sports media, and I don't know if we ever going to fix it. And frankly, I think it's a good problem. When we all quote, everybody said that Jason Tatum was the leader, and he would focus on him, so that's why Jaylen Brown got the MVP and all that. Everybody said, and we know damn well everybody ain't saying that. The worst part about it, to me, the barbershop, is when you run with the momentum of like everybody is agreeing with you. Dog, I'm sitting here losing my voice because I don't agree with you. Well, everybody else think that. Really? You really gonna say everybody absolute? You dropping absolutes in the barbershop? Really?
Yeah. Okay, so now Jason Tatum is injured. He averages a career high. He gets his team to the number 2 seed.
They did this to Pippen and Jordan and all that, blah, blah, blah. We know the game plan. That's what they do. They do. All right, blah, blah, blah. All right, y'all get the gist. We can part 2 that right now because we got to move on because there was big news yesterday, breaking news yesterday. Let's get to it. Lakers. Breaking news. Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reaves intends and did sign a 4-year, $185 million maximum contract to return to the franchise with a player option for the final season in 29-30. Sources tell ESPN. See, told you ESPN's great. Reaves declined his $14.9 million player option for the new max deal. You think? That boy went from making $15 million to what is this? 4 years, 185. That's 45, 47. Kind of in that world, 47.5, something like that. God dang, dog. Woo, Austin Reaves. Okay, hey, I got my initial thoughts is I don't think that Austin Reaves, as great as he has become, is a second option on a winning team. I don't think he's a max player. However, there's a minimum salary cap in the NBA. We keep talking about the hard salary cap that has now found its way to the NBA and the apron and second apron, but we don't talk enough about the minimum. They got to spend 90% of their cap. So then you start looking at Austin Reaves a little different, don't you? That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's give Austin Reaves some love before we hear other people talk about Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves on re-signing with the Lakers, and I feel like, with me and Luka, that's a great starting piece to compete. And when we put a roster together that can go compete, I feel like winning a championship will basically solidify everything that I want and everything that the Lakers want. Okay, these two top dogs, you think they can win a championship if they build properly around them? I'm asking. Huh? And why did the Lakers give him a max deal before we hear other people talk about it? Well, the Lakers reportedly feared losing Austin Reaves to the Pistons if a deal wasn't made before he hit free agency. Y'all hear that? The Pistons are ready. Damn, Austin Reaves and Cade Cunningham? Interesting. They immediately ramped up talks with Reaves today after learning he had received multiple max contract offers in the past 24, 48 hours. They wasted absolutely no time and got it done, but put some respect on Austin Reaves' name. Could it have been a good game of poker? Or could it have been like, yo, we want Austin Reaves? Interesting. I don't know. You tell me. Somebody tell me. Who you think I should ask to tell me this? Oh, my guy. Where you at, Max? Talk to me.
But when in a hard cap league, the most important thing that you can do, and this was true in the NFL more than any other league back in the day, and it's true more now in the NBA because of the hard cap, basically. You must evaluate talent and pay for the commodity, not a cent more than it's worth. You want to try to underpay the commodity because you're going to bump up against the cap and then eventually the apron.
You hear that? You got to save that dough because you know you're going to run to the limit. You're going to run to the point where it's like, oh, we're going to get taxed or we can't go there. So when you got somebody, the times of, let's make them feel good about the money, feel good about the deal, fluff it up, we done with that. All right? Even as recent as the Kobe deal, that 2-year, $50 million that Kobe, frankly, respectfully, didn't deserve because you knew he couldn't live through it. He couldn't. It was just because he was entertainment value, meat and seats. He was always box office, and you were indebted to him. Yeah, but we can't do that no more. Austin Reaves, his story, undrafted. Now he's a workhorse, and he's number 2 and all that. Dog, the first thing you got to look at is where the number 2's at. Is Austin Reaves like them? His defense already a problem, so half the game you're already questioning. And then offensively, yeah, he got a nice bag. I give him that. But is it number 2 bag worthy?
That's not what the Lakers did here.
Well, Max, I can understand your point, but sometimes in these situations, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. I mean, you've invested in Austin, and he was undrafted.
Well, I tell you, I don't be watching these clips, so sometimes we get surprised how bad they are. Yo, I heard you, little big man. I hear you, little big man, in the comments. Yo, dog, this is why you can get a deal done with your friend in relationships or someone you work with, or you go on a golf trip, or you just go to dinner with a guy and you guys have drinks, and next thing you know, you got the deal done. Where before, when y'all were emailing and texting and even FaceTiming, it felt like a brick wall. It felt like ice. It was the Iceman challenge. We can't get through to each other. Y'all go have a couple drinks, bogey a couple of holes on the course. Next thing you know, you're besties. Oh, those terms, we'll work them out, right? You start doing that kind of stuff. That's what the Lakers did. Austin Reaves, I mean, he's like their son. Being real, they raised him. Undrafted to this, be real. At worst, he's a 6 man. At worst, he's a real true 3. But at best, you can squint and see he might be a number 2. And that's what I think they did. They squinted, and then they got reminded, we raised him. Let's look out for him.
He chose to come. He's made the team, played well. And so there's not much out there.
At this point. But they could have traded him before they got to this point.
Yeah, and
Not much out there is not a reason to give a person a max deal. But there is a minimum salary cap. I keep telling y'all that. So remind myself and you guys, they had to spend the money. But you imagine somebody spend top dollar for a Rolls Royce and you say, why you buy it? Well, frankly, I had to spend something, buy something. And there wasn't much out there. That's what? You could have bought 14 Cybertrucks.
Which is what I suggested you got blamed for. Remember when I said there's something like, oh, Rich Paul is pushing some LeBron agenda or something wild.
I just gave a scenario based upon what you said. What makes sense for everybody.
Right. And I was saying, basically my point then was, right now you have an asset.
Yeah.
You can move the asset for an asset that you can keep and that you're going to pay accordingly and everything. If you don't do it now, eventually you're going to have to overpay for a guy that is not a perfect fit with what you're trying to do. Anyway, that's why I brought it up then. So the thing they could have done is traded him when the getting was good. It's too late for that now.
Yes.
You can't let him walk for nothing.
No, you can't let him walk for nothing. And in his case, when these type of things happen, Max,
it's crazy they didn't want to trade him, obviously, because he was good and they didn't know how good he was going to be. But at the same time, you kind of know your range. More importantly, they didn't want to trade him because of how it would have looked. Like, they always get caught up in how it looked. And I think they give players too much credit. Like, we all sitting around the league looking, oh, how they treat Austin. Oh, you know what? They did him wrong. I'm not going to the Lakers. Not a single player ever is sitting there. You could have took Austin's headband, made him go outside shirtless, gave him some tighty whities and say, get your butt out of here and go to Detroit or wherever. And as soon as you would have called the next player, he'd been like, is there an opportunity in LA for me? Like, we are not reading franchises like that. Now, we'll read a coach. There's times where you're like, man, I ain't playing for that fool. I ain't playing for that dude. Right? There will read a city. I ain't going over there. Nah, I'm good. But LA, the Lakers, why y'all care about all that?
Because, they take a little while. And the time that is taken is you're trying to see if there's other offers out there. Once a team, if there was no other offers, they don't pay him that money.
Right.
But once, you only need one, and this is the beauty of it, and his agents did a good job. Once you have one team that's willing to pay you, and I remember this situation with Eric Bledsoe, and we're at this stalemate, and it went for a long time.
With the Clippers?
No, this was with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, with this money still on the Suns.
Yes. And Flip Saunders, may rest in peace, one of the best. All it took was him to come out and say, I will pay Eric Bledsoe what he's asking for. I'll pay him. 4 years, 64, I will pay him that.
Damn, look how the game changed. And being real, Austin Reaves probably better than Bledsoe, yeah, but Bledsoe was a dude too. He was good. More than that, the verification of these deals is interesting because I know my agent has bluffed before, right? And in media and my agent when we're talking about on the field. Like, you're like, yo, because, what you going to do? Call the other team and say, hey, y'all going to offer him that? They're going to be like, what? We're not talking to you, fool. We ain't trying to drive our price up. So you can't verify for real. So did Austin really have these deals? Unless somebody goes public, you can play a lot of good private poker.
Once that happened, you got one team willing to pay. Boom, there's your market. So I imagine, I don't know, but I imagine, well, I kind of do know, that Austin had another team willing to pay. So at that point, the Lakers have to pay him.
When you say I kind of do know, you mean like, of course he does. That's why they paid him the money.
Yes.
You don't pay him the money just because.
Yes.
Right. They say
Yeah.
go out and show
Yeah,
us your market, and he showed them, and that was that.
That's.
You know what's funny? More than even that, you move different when you know you got security, don't you? You move different, and I mean that literally and figuratively. Like, you move different when you know you got to offer somebody. You already know you're going to get paid. You're like, you just move different. You just talk different. You just got a different level of swag, confidence, right? You're like, man, all right, whatever, do you? Because you got that dough. More than that, literally security. Like, when you have real security, like physical security, you just like, I can do no wrong. And maybe Austin Reaves privately was looking at the Lakers like, oh, y'all can get back to us whenever you want, if you want. It's okay. We're fine. You imagine an agent on the phone talking to Jeannie Buss. Like, yeah, Jeannie, it's okay. I know you're busy. We don't have to talk right now. Free agency's coming up. We're good. All right? Have a great one. All right, take care. Bye-bye. And you're like, what? He ain't tripping? He ain't sweating me? Oh, that make you panic.
That, yeah.
I don't know what the Lakers' situation is now.
No, they had a choice.
Could they sign him and trade him now? In other words,
they're not doing that.
In other words, like if KD is available and they don't like any offer they're getting, and then the idea of putting KD with LeBron and Luka becomes irresistible to them, and the Lakers are like, hey, maybe we could build a package, or their hands tied because of the way the CBA is.
Now, that's interesting. Is KD now a number 2 just because of age and wear and tear, but more than that, just like you don't want to ask him to be your number 1. Like you're not asking LeBron to be your number 1 going forward. No team is like, LeBron, carry us, right? Like you're going to have some young, sick talent that's not as good as LeBron, or I should say not as great as LeBron, but LeBron, lean on that dude. He's young and he got them fresh legs. Let him go. KD's a number 2? So if KD's a number 2, you trying to tell me that Austin Reaves is a boy.
That's
yeah,
the
no,
question.
that's not a sign and trade. He's signed.
Signed.
I mean, you know,
right.
now they still have cap space.
You know, the problem with me with Austin Reaves too, and again, this is like maybe my favorite player on the Lakers, actually, because of what I just said earlier. You know, even through even when the Lakers were playing poorly in games where it's like, and I'm looking around, I'm not seeing effort from guys, and they just seem kind of checked out. Not Reaves, so I love that. But the ideal use I thought for Reaves ideally was a 6-man, and for
who said that? We all thinking the same. Come on, y'all. We all know, man. If he was a 6-man, it'd be buckets. It'd be lights out. Second unit. Scorer, defense, second unit, you get a lot more defenders in there because you don't need the points as much. Keep the lead. You ain't got to go get the lead. Have Austin over there running the offense, and then all you big old rebounders and all these big bodies and foul artists, go get fouls. Just foul people. You know what I mean? Second unit, killer. But the thing is, he's not in that role. And he played his butt off to that role. But in sports, you got to know that I call it train your brain. Basically, we all know that there's a certain level of talent you must have to qualify. So after that point, we all qualify in terms of tangibles. But intangibles, we all ain't the same. Austin Reaves' intangibles are off the charts. And it's stereotypical, typically, and I'm going to be real, stereotypical to the guy who has some compromise in athletic ability. Something about his athletic ability, athleticism made him say, I am focused in on every single fundamental because I can't jump out the gym. I can't do everything. And I told my son this yesterday. I actually I went in coach mode and I lost it. And I mean lost it in a way that a coach loses it. He's like, look. And I had to tell my son because he was out there getting cooked. But he's 10 and he's playing against this 13-year-old boy, a little bigger than him. But the point is, I don't care if the boy is cooking you. I don't like that you ain't adjusting to the cooking. like change skillets, you know what I mean? Like change burners. Like you did the same thing every single time. And I told him what that tells me as a coach is that you lack awareness. What that tells me as a coach is you're not being pliable. What that tells me as a coach is, hey, bro, do you care? If you care, you gon' switch it up. Now, you're young, so you probably don't even know about switching it up in the moment. You probably think, I need to go home and practice more, and then I'll learn this from my trainer or my daddy. No. In that moment, this is survival, brother. Don't let that boy cook you. So we had that kind of talk. And the reason I got to have that talk with my son is because everywhere he goes, he's going to be one of the most athletic. That means you're going to see a bunch of these killers like Austin Reaves who intangibles are going to try to make up that difference. What if, and I told him this exactly as I'm going to say it. I said, what if with your talent, you actually had that dog mentality, intangibles like that? I said, oh, that already exists. That's called LeBron James. Someone who is highly skilled, super uber talented, IQ, off the charts, all three, you get LeBron James. I said, Good luck. With your talent, you should be something, but don't get outworked. Don't get outworked, and don't have somebody be aware and actually beat you down because you ain't paying attention. That irked me.
People are like, that Manu Ginobili was a sixth man. Stop it. So, but when he was running with
I don't know why people get so when people say that, it's like, no, you have to understand the balance of the game.
Yeah, what you have on the floor.
It's not a demotion to somebody because the minutes are. Manu Ginobili played more starter minutes than anybody.
And he's on the floor at the end of the game.
Just as many. He probably played as many starter minutes as anybody in the history of the Spurs organization.
But you need a guy in the second unit when the other starters are tired.
Yes.
Or when you're playing their bench.
Where's your advantage?
Or you don't want all them scorers on the court at the same time. Everybody who's played basketball or has coached basketball knows that. All right, I got 3 guys that can go. Do I put all 3 in the first lineup? No. If you do, they just going to be, you're going to minimize their impact. But we did this when we were little. My little team, the little legends, before they were legends, we were at Sports Academy, this place out here, old Kobe Bryant Academy, Mamba Academy. We put MJ on the bench. Why? Because let Jaylen go get all them buckets and all them points and lead the first team. Then when he got his tongue out his mouth, MJ, you come in there. Then when your tongue out your mouth, put Jaylen back in. It stops never. It don't stop. A 6-man is that. He like, oh, you need fresh batteries? Gotcha. He ain't no buster. He ain't sorry. He's 6-man.
Exactly. That's what to get the LeBron James of the second unit, to get the guy who's going to stand out above.
And if that guy at that level of a talent is playing against second-tier guys,
it's a problem. And he's got fresh legs.
Great point.
But when I saw him run with the second unit in these playoffs, as people make a lot of him missing shots. Yes, he missed shots. It happens. He wasn't making the guys around him better. So you can't do neither. You can't miss shots and the unit's not functioning well.
There's another thing. I think people get too bogged down on someone having a not so good of a series.
Because it's a small sample size.
Yes, it's a small sample size.
I get it.
You got to evaluate the guy over the court.
But also, Austin Reaves, that's a skill he's going to have to pick up. Right? He's been building himself up so much to be who he is now, the scorer, that bag that he has, not the defense, but just offensively. You can tell he's just been working on it. And now y'all saying add this other dimension, be Magic Johnson, LeBron too? Like, make them better? Dog, I've been trying to make me better, so y'all got to take this in doses.
A year. But here's the good news for the Lakers is because he was coming off of 14-9, he had a small cap hold. So the Lakers still have
cap space.
Yeah, money to spend to continue to improve the team. So we'll see how it goes.
So
it's
let's get off of that blah blah blah. And boy, this is what I love. Like Rich Paul gets all that love, and people say, "Oh, that's LeBron. LeBron hooked him up, and then he built this amazing, super successful agency. Give him all the props in the world." But the man just dropped right now. He just literally said they got a cap holster based off his 14.9 that he opted out of. So whenever someone gets opportunity and it works, it's because they did some work. They worked. Rich Paul worked. If LeBron hooked him up, told him where the door was, maybe opened the door, that boy went in there and built the empire. And you don't build an empire. This is for all of us who got homies that be like, hey, dog, can I borrow 500? And I'm about to start this business. It's going to work if your boy works. If your boy work it, it's going to work. If he don't, if it doesn't, it's because he ain't. Simple as that, okay? Because, man, Rich Paul be going after it. All right, what the Lakers going to do now? They got all this. They got Austin Reaves. They got Luka. We don't know what's going on with LeBron. Talk to me, Stephen A.
Let me be very, very clear. Lakers ain't winning shit unless they keep LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers don't have a soul shivering in their boots. Not when the cornerstones of your franchise are Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. They can't stop a cold. And the only way this works is if you find a way to keep LeBron James.
I don't even hate to say he's right. I don't hate that, but he is right. And y'all gonna hate him. I mean, you gotta have somebody that wakes the primal lizard brain in you up. Like, what we gotta do tomorrow? We gotta play who? Interesting. And I ain't gonna lie to you. You know Austin doesn't do it. And frankly, Luka doesn't do it either. You know why? Because if I'm going against Luka, I know he buckets. But I know he's going to complain. And I know he's going to be lazy. And I know there's going to be times he's going to tap out. I know it. And he might get hurt. I'm just telling you how athletes think. You need something else. You need something else. You need something with a little sharper blade, even though Luka's bucket.
The hell was available in the playoffs? That was LeBron James. There were some games that Austin Reaves missed. Luka Doncic missed the entire playoffs. He's 14 years younger than LeBron. Didn't matter. LeBron James stays ready. You better find a way to keep LeBron James. And remember, this is me talking. So
hold on. LeBron said he wanted a max deal. They keeping LeBron with a max and Austin Reaves with a max and Luka with the super max? Ooh, come on.
If I felt he didn't deserve it, I wouldn't hesitate to tell you that. I'd tell you his ass ain't worth it. But he is. He is worth it. And then some. No, you can't give $52 million because of cap constraints. But you make sure you show your appreciation by letting him know the only reason you ain't paying him that is because you can't afford to because of the cap constraints and you got to build a team, you got to build a roster.
I love how there's the cap restrictions, and the owners are the ones who put the cap restrictions in there. Boy, you talk about, telling the dog they can go outside and play, but building a little-ass fence. That's cold.
You don't talk to him like he's somebody that doesn't deserve it and isn't worthy of it. You don't do that to people who are.
Blah, blah, blah. Lakers in for it. Ooh. And look, I don't know what we doing in Clipperville, so don't even get it twisted. Don't even let me know. Well, let's move on. I mean, this ain't the only NBA news going on. Giannis, his trade, everything. Everybody talking about the Eastern Conference. It can't work. It can work. Colin, break it down.
Nobody liked the Giannis trade at the level I did. And I read everybody's opinion. And my take is, Giannis to the Heat you don't like, with Bam and Spo, and you don't like. So let me get this straight. In the East this year, offensively challenged Detroit without a consistent number 2 scorer was the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed was Jaylen Brown with no Tatum and guys in the front court. You think Cleveland ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals with a Donovan Mitchell Harden backcourt. And you don't think Bam, Portis, and Giannis, the best front line in the league then, defensively, with Andrew Wiggins and a defensive first point guard and maybe the best coach in the East, Spo, you don't think that's a viable team?
I think they're looking at the spacing and the redundancy of the paint or at least needing the ball in your hand and the power dribbling that's going to happen between Giannis and Bam. They're like, I mean, it's like a 4x4. It's like Rough Riders, 4x4s. You could try to stop them. You remember that? And Stompers? Who's old enough to remember Stompers and Rough Riders and all that? Anyway, it's just like now they're drones. Kids have drones. We grew up with Rough Riders, 4x4s. You can try to stop them. Boom. Like, it's like, they ain't doing that no more. Like, cats are coming in with an aerial strike. Here come them threes. And then they gonna come in 4x4. I hear you, Colin, though. You're making some sense, but I don't know.
The Heat, Colin, they don't have a bench. The Knicks were 28th in bench scoring this year. Colin, they do not have shooters. They had a ton of them this year and were 10th in the East. You can't shoot your way to the championship. Spurs played defense. You know, one of the stories of the Knicks that doesn't get discussed, they played great defense in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had defensive liabilities, and Cat played well above his historic average defensively. So Miami's been to 3 of the last 6 Eastern Conference Finals, and they've had guys like Gabe Vincent play a key role, Cody Martin, Haywood Highsmith. And 3 of the last 6 Eastern Conference Finals. You don't think Bam, Giannis, Andrew Wiggins, Portis, Spo in the East? I mean, you trust Philadelphia? I love their guards, but Embiid is now kind of an anchor.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Compelling argument. Be real. Made you feel a little bit better about that Giannis trade, no? And if that doesn't make you smile, this will.
So when LeBron was here, which one was his locker? That one over there? That right? Oh, King James, beautiful, right? Can we tell that here? So these are the heat culture rules. Okay. So our players must have 7 to 8% body fat. It's fine.
I can't play it all because I hear that Will Smith in the background. He ain't shut me down over that 8-second video. But love to it. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, man, a lot going on there. A lot of stuff in the NBA right now, a lot of trade stuff. But let's go around. Just want to remind y'all, first before we get off this NBA, let me remind y'all of how it looks when we talk about these NBA players. Every now and then I got to pull this out because from my vantage point, being a former athlete and being at practice and knowing everybody's like real kind of talent level, skill level, because it always isn't on display in the games. One, the games are hard because you're going against other greats. Like, think about it. A regular season game is just a competition between greats and greats. Remember the guy that went to high school with you that made it and you didn't? Yeah, you remember how great he was? Yeah, he's playing in week 3 game. And he's playing against another guy from another high school. Like, it's insane. So in the game, it's kind of hard to show how sick you are, even in the regular game. But there are guys who do it. But better than seeing them play against each other, watch them play against y'all. Woo! Watch this. This is Jaylen Brunson, just in a regular old pickup game. Can I play this sound? Nope. Look at this. Yeah. First of all, he came out there in the aloe sweatsuit, full aloe. Like, I may go to brunch, or I may just give y'all buckets. I don't know what I'm going to do. Look at this. Like, dog, it's insane. To me, it's like one of the best things in terms of perspective you can get. Because it's hard to do that academically, but you can. But people get bored and don't even want to go through the process. But athletically, because look, he just came down, pop. And you see the guy with no shirt who getting, that guy is getting tired of closing out. He like, this is insane. Now I know they edited it and they're going to only show you the ones he made, but who cares? He made all these in an hour or 2. That's a lot. Look at that. Steal. Look, give me that. Look at that guy again. Oh, he's just getting tired. But the dude with no shirt, cross him. Y'all are dealing with black belts. When you show up and you ain't got no black belt, you get your ass whooped. Simple as that. That's how the game goes. Okay. I love seeing stuff like that. It just cracks me up every single time. All right, let's get to some other news in the NBA. When y'all watching the draft, y'all remember how awkward it got? And Jay Williams and Richard Jefferson, and even Kenny Smith was there, Kevin Nagandi, and they were just talking. On this show, we don't like to go backwards. So if you ain't seen that clip, you got to watch yesterday's show and stuff like that. But we do go forward. Jay, how did it feel for real? Talk to me.
There's been some hubbub about it on the internet about whether there was real tension. Was there any real tension there on set, or was it no harm, no foul?
No, there was no real tension, but it was awkward. It was awkward for me, being fully transparent with you because, a lot of times in my brain, I'm extremely competitive. There are a lot of things that sometimes when you're on TV, naturally TV is becoming more like a podcast.
Yeah, it is, whatever that means, but I know what you're saying. Boy, you look like Black Yoda. Look like Broda up there. Look at him in your ears. Look at him. What did Yoda used to say? There's no try. In all seriousness, because Jay's my dog. Everyone's trying to be authentic. And in the attempt to be authentic, people are going to greater lengths to be authentic, which is not really authentic, right? It's synthetic. It's kind of fake. So you see guys who you could tell don't curse. Curse. Why are you cursing? Why are you cussing so much? Whatever you want to say, curse or cuss. I say cussing too. They cussing all the time. You're like, God dang, you don't really cuss like that. Actually, you do. So he's authentic. But when he's on TV, he's trying to polish it up. You can't cuss like that on TV. What's another thing you see? They drink alcohol or they drugs or I don't know what the hell. Smoke weed, I mean. They smoke it. Like all these ways to show you, hey, this is who I really am. So that's what he's saying, podcast and TV. TV, you put on makeup and a suit and you get all polished. Podcast will be who you really are around the crib, playing spades. We'll see.
Saying things to millions of people, there are byproducts that happen. There are effects of that, a ripple effect. I focus a lot the last 25 years of my life, not on what happened, but what I've done with that. It's about what you do after something like that happens. And similar mentality you have in sports. So for me, it was extremely uncomfortable. I've known RJ, obviously our history dates all the way back to playing against each other in the 2001 national championship. Him and I are cool people. I think sometimes ribbing can go a little bit too far. People were comparing it to the Kevin Hart roast. Things like that sometimes happen on TV. You deal with it in real time. I tried to stay above it, frankly. I didn't want to get back into the jousting back and forth. One of the things I hated about the moment.
Before you go there, one of the things I hate that he has to relive, I'm being real, because everybody has, I told you this when we did the story the first time, everyone has done something that could have had the consequences that would have robbed you of your life. Forget your career. Jay Will could have died. You know how you can fall the wrong way and whap. That's life. Part two is it did rob him of his career. And I don't know when that becomes funny, but I understand. Look, I'm a dude like everybody else. Everybody gets these jokes. But what I am really feeling, and this is real spit, is you know how depressed he had to be? Because depression is you really focused in on yourself, lacking appreciation for the things you have. So when that seesaw was, I'm focused in on my pain and my loss, that's when you get depressed. All y'all out there, if you want to, I got the best medicine in the world for you for your depression. Start appreciating life. Tony Robbins says it all the time, and I agree. Just appreciate it. Whatever you got, I don't care what it is. You got a sandwich and it's nothing but peanut butter. You ain't even got bread or jelly. Oh, well, you got peanut butter. Just focus in on what you have and appreciate it. Trust me, you'll start climbing out of that depression. You imagine the climb that Jay Will had to have? He was the number 2 pick. And he was a dude at Duke. And man, one motorcycle ride and I'm trying to do this. And that's tough.
Is that, a lot of times things get said and it becomes a viral moment. But I don't like when the viral moment becomes about me when I'm there talking about these young people where the moment was about them, and when I get people from the crowd that are people I care about that are getting drafted in their families and they're reaching out to me, asking me if I'm okay. I'm like, no, it's not about me. It's about you. This is your night. Look, I've lived with my accident for 25 years now. People typically use it to try to diminish what I've been able to accomplish. For me, frankly, I think it speaks volumes about what I have been able to accomplish. So life happens. RJ and I, I'm sure, same with Kenny and Kevin. We'll talk about it. We'll learn from it. We'll move on. And welcome to TV.
Wow. Blah, blah, blah. That was an amazing clip. See, we win some, we lose some. That was an amazing clip. Here's the thing about that clip that I took from it. Oh, he hot. He hot. He hot 100, and he should be. 1. And part 2, that's what the high road looks like. When you take the high road, even though we don't like to do it, even though God tells you, if you take the high road, trust me, I got him. And God, when he got him way worse than you ever could get him. Because if you go get him, you got to go to jail. You got to go to prison. You're going to get beat up, or you're going to have some cuts on your face, even if you win. You're going to take time out your day. You could be investing in something else that is going to be fruitful for you. I remember that this is when I stopped fighting. I had one fight after I realized that the Bible scripture of don't do anything to them and he'll throw hot coals on their head, something like that. I remember reading that like in the 10th grade. I had one fight after that. I had to fight this dude. We walking through the damn the doors. And you know them doors in high school be small. Like this. And I'm my big ass. I wasn't that big, but I'm not small. And I walk in and I literally turn to go through the door because I'm like respecting, like, all right, me and him both going, he ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Let me just give half and he give half. He took it all. He walked through the door like this and almost kind of gave me some of that. And then I'm turned, I'm all skinny, trying to get through the 3-hole, trying to get a sack. And I'm doing this and he ain't turning. I was like, hey, dog, come on, man. He said, what's up, what? I forgot the scripture in that moment. And that was the last fight I've had. That was 11th grade, I remember. And I needed that fight because at that time, I've had 2 fights in my life, and I was 1-1. I got beat up. Brian Bimbo broke my nose. I told you that story before. And then I won. I beat John Aragon in the 4th grade. So I'm 1-1. They don't know if I'm a real fighter or not. I needed this one. I whooped his head. It was 2-1. That was the last fight I had in 11th grade. I ain't fought since. And I've been in way worse situations than that. Y'all know, I done played ball. I went to New York City. I walked around the streets of Harlem. I ain't had a fight since. Oh, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Jay Will said it was awkward. Respect. All right, you know what else is awkward? What the hell is going on with this? Let's get some NFL in here. What the hell going on with this Brendan Sorsby stuff, yo gambling ass? What's going on? You can't do the supplemental draft and all that? What's cracking?
What was your reaction to the news?
Yeah, Colin, I thought the NFL did the right thing here. I mean, you have a guy who had gambled extensively on college sports, among other things. And because there was one judge in Texas had tried to tell the NCAA, no, you can't punish him for doing something that everybody else had basically lost their eligibility for. And it caused all this drama and uproar. And I felt like, yes, they talked about, his mental health and some of the things he was dealing with. But at some point, there was like no accountability in terms of the punishment.
First of all, shout out to your Starlink. This sucker got Starlink on his phone. Where are you at? You know, he on some far remote vacation. Still got that Wi-Fi, the internet. All right, real spit. Because people were calling me out. Why you ain't going to do the Sorsby conversation? I was like, what? I don't even know this dude like that. But I know who he is, but I didn't think it was an interesting topic. But now I find it pretty interesting because he couldn't get into the supplemental draft. I'm like, damn, they done shut all doors off. He got to wait to 2027, the next draft. That's tough.
And I think the NFL, in their wording in the letter they sent Sorsby, was basically like, look, we don't have enough time to investigate this. And as you said, I just don't think they felt like, you know what, this is a privilege. And what have you done to earn the privilege to get into the supplemental draft? You can just wait till next year's draft, take care of yourself, which honestly, those things are probably better for him in the long run to see that he can get himself right. The NFL can look into his issues and to see how he's dealing with them and take his chances on that. Or if he wants to, he can try to go up to Canada and play in the CFL or something like that. But again, I think in this regard, I think the NFL did the right thing.
Damn, he tricked off his opportunity. Ease? Not even thinking probably in that moment all that gambling. Like, what'd you get out of that gambling? You got 10 mansions. You live in Dubai. Like, what are we doing here? How much money did he make? Tricked off the NFL for this.
He's got a very powerful attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, who has some Trump connection. Trump doesn't like the NFL. He's battled with him. And my take was, well, he could create a dust up here. I think he's better off trying to sue the league that you want to play in. He's not a member of the NFLPA. I mean, what do you make of that story that, hey, I'm going to go against these guys. We could have a lawsuit. That kind of doesn't feel like the right direction for me.
And we've seen it go both ways, right? We've seen Colin Kaepernick sue the NFL and others, and some have continued to play. I forget their names because they weren't as big. But Malcolm Jenkins, didn't he do it too? I'm not sure. Don't quote me right now. But the point is, I know Colin Kaepernick did. And then it got really weird after he got that settlement of, I'm working out. I'm not going to work out. But y'all set up to work out. It's just not advised to sue someone and then say, hey, how you doing today? Let's go to work. Let's play some ball. Yeah, it's going to be tough for this kid.
How do you view it?
Yeah, it's become so litigious in this case where, honestly, nobody's really heard Sorsby speak. But it's been all these people lobbying on his behalf. His agent has come out a few times and kind of thrown the blame at other places. And I think one of the things that probably has rubbed a lot of people wrong in this case is it just feels like somebody is trying to get out of the accountability part of this. Right?
Yeah, let's stop. I've heard enough. First of all, you the one gamble. Nobody forced you to gamble. And don't act like you were dealing with all these pressures and things. Everybody that play football know about gambling, and everybody ain't doing it. Some have, some haven't. Those who have, deal with the consequences. Shut up. Can we get back to bold, strict lines? This is what you're supposed to do. You don't do it. We really don't care that much about you, but we're going to take care of you in consequences. And they're not going to be good. That's it. It's like a parent. I tell my kids all the time, hey, you do your part, I got you. We going to see Toy Story 5. Yes, whatever. I will do whatever if you doing what you're supposed to do. You walk in this house, there's one rule. Do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do. And that's all I got to say. I don't want to hear nothing else. Actually, I do want to hear some more. Coach JB, talk to me, baby. Talk to me, big dog. I want to hear Coach JB talk about. All right, let's go around the NFL real quick. They saying stuff. Coach JB and Cam Newton got some funny relationship going on, and it's gangster.
You're in your feelings because we yelled at you?
Stop all this crying and bullshit. We're playing scared to not make a mistake.
Man, they got trash written all over it.
He said they sorry because they got yelled at.
If you got to do all that as a coach to rile your team up, boy, you're going to have a lot of horse doggone nights. It ain't enough chamomile. And then I'm going to tell you like this, coach or not, you better watch your tone.
That's where we lose people. What happened? And I felt this because I was telling you I was being a coach to my son yesterday, which is tough. Because I love my son. And even in the middle of me giving him some volume, I told him, hey, don't get this twisted. And I shouldn't have done this, or maybe I should. I told him, hey, this has nothing to do with you being my son. This has nothing to do with you and how much I love you. You're my favorite thing in this world. Stop it. However, when you are playing ball, you better get this mentality. So I did get into that role of a coach. And then we in a generation where they like, excuse me, who you yelling at? Ooh, I wish a kid would.
Because you're still dealing with grown men. You're going to talk to me with respect. I don't give no damns who you thought you was. In the famous words of Drake, Manish on that beat, shabang.
Cam, is this you?
Grown men too. Nah, everybody can get this tongue whooping. Everybody can get this tongue lashing. Yes. I don't give a damn. If I'm coaching you, trust me, one of the bullets I will pull out is I will undress you with these words. These verbs, these nouns, these adjectives are coming your way. And it's just a matter of time because no one is perfect. It's a matter of time you fall asleep in my meeting. It's a matter of time when your ass is late to the damn curfew. It's a matter of time when you miss that damn blitz. It's a matter of time you fumble the ball. Oh, you gonna hear about it. This right here will be compromised. If not, I'm not coaching you. Nope. Because this is how it goes. This is why I got to do it. It's a temperature gauge. It's a thermometer, right? I got to do it. I'm normally fine. I'm funny. I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm your friend. I'm a great coach. And I've had tremendous success. I got to say it. At the youth level, I've had tremendous success in football and basketball coaching. If I've coached 20 seasons, probably more than that, 20 seasons, we've won at least 14 championships. We lost some too, trust me. We lost one on the last play. It felt like it was my fault. I got to tell you that story another time. Point being, I know I could coach at a certain level. Because of this. If somebody looked back at me and was like, who are you talking to? Yeah. You got your helmet on, right? I'm not hitting him. I'm just frustrated. This little mother sucker, I can't talk to him like that. He don't know shit. He ain't made it yet, or he trying to make it, and he gonna tell me, well, who you talking to? I'm talking to somebody who ain't made it, punk. Now, if he already pro, it's a little different, but it's still the same. I'm just frustrated at this experience and this journey that we are empowering these kids to tell us how to talk to me, how to lead me. No, get led. Woo. They don't know what they don't know, so why are you listening to them? They don't know. Well, I took my kids to the Hill. Look at this cheap ass shirt. Look at this. Nike gonna be like, all right, no sponsorship. I took my kids to the Hill. I told them the rules. And the hill is the best thing you can do to get yourself in shape because it's short. It ain't forever. Like, I could take you to a track. We'd be here 2 hours. I said, you do this hill 5 times, you're going to feel it. It's going to happen fast and it's going to happen quick, but it's going to be good for you. You might throw up. That's the goal. Not yet. We ain't running those hills yet, but you're going to throw up before you die running hills. I said, all you got to do is run your fastest there. It ain't that far. It's like 50 yards. However, it's hell to pay. That incline like this. Cha-cha-cha. I said, go. And I said, and you got one rule. Don't stop. And every time they would, every time we are doing something in life, mentally you stop first. We know it. You got to tell your body to stop. So your mind says it first. And you can tell when they're doing this, and all of a sudden they go, I don't want to do no more. Them hands go, I say, I couldn't imagine being in an environment where somebody is mad at me for telling them what the funk. Well, there are environments like that. San Francisco 49ers, according to Brandon Aiyuk.
Brandon Aiyuk is on an early Antonio Brown trajectory without the Antonio Brown talent, and that is my fear.
Oh, that's tough.
Antonio Brown had 6 seasons consecutive like we've never seen in the National Football League before. And I remind you all, it wasn't all of a sudden, it was subtle. What ended up as a flood started out as a puddle. Antonio Brown did not start on Instagram crashing out. No, Antonio Brown just started running around saying, "Free me." Calling his grandma, if I'm not mistaken, on Instagram Live, cussing out general managers. That's how it started. Just go to his Instagram, which I've blocked, to see how it's ended. Brandon Aiyuk is on this Antonio Brown trajectory without the Antonio Brown numbers to back it up.
Interesting. I know some people, I've heard it, all the jokes, all the seriousness, the concern for Brandon Aiyuk, saying, how you get CTE from a knee injury? I was like, damn, that's funny. But, I mean, crashing out, that's what they're saying. Let's talk.
And that is my fear. Now, just because he's on the trajectory does not mean he will land there. It just means that's currently the destination that his airplane is on. Hopefully we can reroute it and bring it back to normalcy. You saw what George Kittle said about Brandon Aiyuk just the other day. So for me, I do not like the consistent social media, I won't call them outbursts, but I just don't like the trajectory that Brandon Aiyuk is on. More game, less talk. More game, less Instagram lives, bruh. Please.
I mean, that plead for real from Acho sounds like somebody like, look, dog, I'm looking out for you, big dog. You doing the most. And doing the most ain't going to help you because you're going to end up with less. Let me just tell you. Let's go to somebody who probably knows from the inside out since he's a former 49er himself. My man. Woo. Hold on, let me get this back. Yeah. My man, Richard Sherman. Break it down, Sherm.
Now everybody's like, well, what did the 49ers do to him? They disrespected him. They didn't. And then you got LaShawn McCoy's like, man, we needed somebody to fight the power like this. I don't know, Shady. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because they paid him $30 million to catch the football. They paid him $30 million to show up to play receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. Not be owned, not be anything. Like it's pay, goods and services. You get paid for your services. You have to provide the services.
Yeah, man. I think sometimes we get a little too fancy for our own doing. Yeah, you remember Brandon Aiyuk, remember when you were running that hill with your family, with your dad, with your coach? Remember those days? When you talking about, I don't want to do this because I don't want to make it and get owned. Like, you get kind of lost in the sauce, big dog.
Like, you don't get to just get paid and say, I'm not going to play receiver. I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to do whatever I want. You don't get to get paid and then say, hey, I'm not going to rehab with the team, which is fine, which is perfectly fine. You cannot rehab with the team. Many players have done it. But if you do that, you have to show up 4 days earlier than everybody else, Mitchell. 4 days. If everybody else has to show up on the 23rd, you have to show up on the 19th. You know why? Because the team that invested $30 million a year in you wants to evaluate you and see how your rehab has gone.
You got to respect their protocol. They like, all right, we gave you an exception. We give you this exemption. It comes with stipulations. Where are you from? You're going to take all this money and then control everything, every narrative, every example, every line item, all the criteria, and you the one that want the money? Come on, son.
They want to do MRIs. They want to do testing, and they want to do it at a time that 90 other players aren't there. So they can really focus on you. So all the doctors can show you true attention and focus and give you the care and the understanding that you need so that they can truly understand where you're at in your process. Not because they want to just screw Brandon Aiyuk. No, you haven't rehabbed here. We have no idea where you are. You haven't updated us at all. So if you could show up 4 days early, which is protocol, standard, for anybody who hasn't rehabbed at the facility. And it's perfectly fine. He didn't do that. So they fined him every day he didn't show up. which is 4 days, $50,000 a day. Mitchell, you're great at math.
$200K to Brandon, those 4 days, what'd you do? Just write it down. Send it to me. DM me. I bet you it wasn't worth $200,000.
And then he gave him an avenue to void his guarantees. That's what happened. And now, instead of showing up 4 days early and just getting the evaluation, getting the physical, doing everything you have to do, and just, hey, going about your business. If he went about his business, Mitchell, he'd be $30 million richer.
Oh, my God.
They'd be on the hook. Even if he didn't want to play for the San Francisco 49ers, he'd be like, hey, I showed up, did what I needed to do, was a pro about it. Like, get me out of here. Trade.
Dog, this is so like eerily similar to so many of those public cases that we've seen over the NFL over the years when we see someone disgruntled and then they act like the NFL did all the issues and all the problems, but in reality, they gave the NFL the out. Like, I'm not going to pay you, the team. I'm not going to pay you. Oh, we're not going to pick you up. Oh, I'm blackballed. You blackballed. You didn't even get the ball rolling. What are you talking about? Oh, this is tough. Break it down, Sherman. Big brain from Compton. Break it down.
Me, please. Even if I have to renegotiate and rehash my contract out with the next team, I don't want to be here. I think that could have happened. But when you don't show up and then everything is a fight and then you don't rehab, like you put yourself behind the 8 ball and it's hard to get out of that. And so now we're in this situation where everybody's like, they shouldn't just hold on to him. Well, they're going to do what's best for them.
Yeah.
They're going to do what's best for their franchise in terms of the opponents they're going to see, how they're going to play this season, cap situation, everything.
And you got to remember, they're not playing football yet. So just like how when you go into like a franchise tag or a contract negotiation, nothing gets done to the deadline. So right now, even though the 49ers, I'm sure privately, are dog cursing Brandon Aiyuk, like, this fool, what is he doing? He's just sullying his own name, whacking out his own murals, and looking a mess. But they like, he still could play. And we ain't playing yet, so we ain't got to make a decision yet. Somebody in there, cooler heads are prevailing and saying, let him mess his name up. Because right now, he ain't messing his game up. We ain't playing no games. So let's keep the main thing the main thing. We are not a PR firm. It doesn't matter if people love us or hate us. Okay? If we go out there and win, we got what we need. Okay? And he can help us win.
And at some point, they'll release him. If he shows up and gets reinstated and forces their hand, I'm sure that he'll get released that day. And maybe the Washington Commanders pick him up and AP, Adam Peters, who was with San Francisco when they drafted BA, is going to pick him up, and it's going to be a great relationship. But once you get into this place, it's hard to get out of this mode. So even if you get to Washington, what happens when the ball doesn't go his way a couple times, when things aren't going well, and hey, they're not targeting him, or they doubling him, and he gets frustrated? Like, it can go real bad real fast, and I think
that's the problem. Blah, blah, blah. This is why you got to raise your kids in the discipline. We always bring it back to life. We always bring it back to the kids, because guess what? We ain't nothing but big kids. We playing a grown man playing a kid's game. So if he gets rewarded for doing the wrong thing or the wrong way, the right thing, the wrong way, or just the wrong thing, I think it's the wrong thing. What's going to stop him from now? Like Sherman said, he get frustrated going forward? Guess what I'm doing? The wrong thing, because he got rewarded for it. Sick. Crazy. And crazy, speaking of crazy, let's read this. Beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a member, hit the super chat. Y'all are talking crazy in these comments. I ain't read none of these. I see what y'all talking about. Stomp is number 1. Bam is number 2. Dan Fan is number 3. Moho is 4. And Purple Pill is 5. Who are y'all? Where y'all at? Who are these new people? I like it. We're growing. Yo, peep gang. I said crazy? This is crazy. Okay, big dog. All right, so we got, where's it? We got charges in the Florida robbery plot. Oh, my God. Lions quarterback Terrion Arnold has been arrested in connection with an armed robbery and kidnapping in Tampa, Florida. Earlier this year, is facing multiple felony charges that carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. And y'all got jokes for Jay Will from falling off a motorcycle. Boy, y'all better understand what life is about. On February 4th, items including cash, jewelry, and Arnold's NFL phone vanished from his Largo, Florida Airbnb. Okay. Arnold allegedly directed accomplices via group chat. Oh, dog. You text the cousins, you text the homies, you text their uncles. To lure the suspects to a Tampa apartment. Oh, he knew who did it. Damn. Where two men ambushed them with guns, beat them, robbed them, and I'm certain he didn't say live stream it, but they did. Live stream the attack while forcing the victims into a vehicle. See, this is why you can't ask nobody to do no dirt for you. You don't trust them. Look, first of all, if they're gonna do dirt, they're not trustworthy. they're doing dirt. They're not trustworthy. They may be loyal to you, you think, to how much you pay and how long y'all known each other, but it's gonna go off the rails. Trust me. They're not trustworthy. They're doing dirt. Anyway, Arnold, a 2024 first-round pick from Alabama, damn, turned himself in Wednesday facing 8 felonies, 4 counts each of kidnapping and armed robbery that could mean life in prison. His representative denies involvement. Don't do that. Not if they got that damn phone. Citing unreliable witness testimony. Well, we got that. We got a digital footprint. We don't need testimony, but we'll talk. As the Lions and NFL stay silent amid the legal process. Hell yeah, they ain't gonna say nothing. They're like, what is this? Big dog. You can't. I can't. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We got one more topic here. Let's get into this Caitlin Clark right here. They are doing her crazy. The WNBA is just, my poor daughters, like they in the WNBA, but I just look at my daughter's opportunities. I hate when women's leagues are not thriving because it's messed up. Like as a dude, you got so many options. You could go play football, basketball, baseball, golf, tennis, and then you just give it to the women. And then women be playing those sports. Be like, I like volleyball, and then you're like, well, they're trying. And you be like, football, you're like, no, sorry, ma'am, they're trying. They're gonna start flagging. Basketball, yeah, but the WNBA is kind of, they're fumbling.
Man, I'm not gonna overreact over one little incident, but if you keep this up, there won't be no WNBA. Oh wow,
that's the non-overreaction.
Yo, if Caitlin Clark said, you know what, man, I'm done, y'all. I'm going to take my rich, successful self somewhere else, it would be a wrap. What would they do? What would they do? If Caitlin Clark said, you know what, today I'm done with the WNBA, where would the WNBA be? It would be over. Fans, you know how it goes when she don't play. Attendance drops, viewership drops, money going to drop. All I'm saying is, when Michael Jordan was the man, the NBA made sure, all right, we can't be doing the Pistons. Y'all can't be doing it to him no more. Give me another star. LeBron, right? They made this whole big thing about him going to different teams, all that. It's the king. Let's put that shit underneath the rug. So when you got a star player like that, I go even better.
Man, I am so frustrated that I got to break up the clips. So for some of y'all who think Marcellus won't let the clips go, dog, if I let the clips go, then they think that I'm not adding to it, and then that's fair use, and it gets weird. So if y'all want me to keep doing the show, I got to break them up. Now, I don't have to break them up as much as I do. I like to talk, but I do have to break them up. And the more I break them up, the easier it is and the less I get flagged. So just work with me. I have 3 daughters out of 4 kids. I look at women's sports, and I just shake my head. I'm like, the women don't even know how bad they got it because they're not a man. I played male sports. They treat us way different than y'all, way better than y'all. We got way more opportunities than y'all. It sucks. And then y'all pay scale? Oh, stop playing. This is silly. And I got some little beasts coming. I got a girl that's so fast, and I got a daughter that's so big and fast. I'm ready to see it. But there ain't going to be nothing up there left. Come on, y'all.
Quarterbacks in the NFL, they hurt Tom Brady's knee. Oh, from now on, no more. You can't tie the quarterback by their knees. That's dead. Bro, if you don't take care of the young GOAT, what the hell is going to happen to the WNBA?
Yeah, basically, blah, blah, blah. Hey, y'all letting them abuse the golden goose. So how's she going to lay some golden eggs? What you talking about, Wiley? You over here with that narrative, that propaganda. Watch this. First of all, that's not a good place to be. I don't see any of your teammates Fresh Nikes. Let's see what's going to happen to her. Really fresh Nikes. Sick. Look at the difference. They're probably the same shoe, but the color difference. I'm stalling. Watch this.
Ground.
Okay, that's on purpose. I've been there before. I've done it. So I know it's on purpose.
And, ooh, that's a hand to the neck.
And then a hand to the neck with an attempted stomp. Damn, this might be worse than that case we just read from the Detroit Lions cornerback. You might have to face life in WNBA purgatory.
To the ground, and ooh, that's a...
And got up, gave her the step over, but watch the right. Oh, she tried to get her with them big-ass ankle braces. If she would have landed on her with them, look at, if she would have landed on her with them big-ass ankle braces, them Steph Curry's, them old first-year Steph Curry ankle braces, she would have killed that girl. Caitlin, it's okay. Execute your powers. Somebody need to talk to her. Where is Miyagi when you need him? Daniel's son. Oh, no, sorry. Daniel's daughter. Sorry, Danielle's daughter. Daniel's daughter. You need to use your powers. If you don't get rid of these little crumbs in your way so you can go out there and eat, goodness. And then to add insult to injury, look at what's going on. They got this poster right here of the WNBA 30-year anniversary, and they didn't put Caitlin Clark on there. Literally, is that Angel Reese? Oh, God. Please say this is a Juneteenth. No, it ain't. I see some white people. Yo, you got a poster of the WNBA after 30 years without Caitlin Clark? And the only reason, let me just speak for myself, that I watch the WNBA when I do watch it is because of Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I said it, damn it. Everybody else in here, y'all didn't make me want to watch.
There's been some hubbub about it on the internet about whether there was real tension. Was there any real tension there on set, or was it no harm, no foul?
No, there was no real tension, but it was awkward. It was awkward for me, being fully transparent with you.
We're going back in time.
A lot of times in my brain, I'm extremely competitive. There are a lot of things that sometimes when you're on TV,
talk, Jay.
Naturally TV is becoming more like a podcast, saying things to millions of people. There are.
Okay, enough. Oh no, what the hell? Jay was like, look, I told you it hurt. All right, love to all you guys out there, man. Let me get out of here. I think that's
Brandon
a sign.
Aiyuk
That's a sign.
is on an early Antonio Brown trajectory without the Antonio Brown talent.
And then you got LaShawn McCoy's like, man, we needed somebody to fight the power like this. I don't know.
I'm kind of amazed at what's going on right here. I say one thing for WNBA and Caitlin Clark, and then I get attacked. I get audio attacked. Bring it. Nah, I'll mess with y'all. Love for everybody. Let's leave on a lighthearted story. You know how we do on this show. We don't leave on no BS. We leave on something positive like this. Hey, I don't know if this is Crip walking or cowboy walking or line dancing. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's dope. Look at this. Jalen Hurts and them Devontae Smiths. You know that boy from the West Side. Look at Devontae Smith at his wedding. God, I remember my wedding. Weddings are the best. Because you think at that moment right now, me and her, it can never go wrong. This is amazing. Hey, they hitting it, though. But the day, not even the day after, that night, I guarantee you they had a fight. Let me stop. How much we spend for them flowers? Love, man. Divorce rates are higher than ever. Marriage is getting tougher than ever. People just know, hey, I want to have kids, but do I want her? Do I want him? We're going to talk through that. We got to have that topic one day, too, as well. Love for all you guys, man. Beat up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Always go to my Twitter if you want to leave me any topics. Francisco Aguilera, my dog, salute. He always leaves me great topics and others. But you guys want me to chop it up? You just got to go there. Simple as that. What y'all got going today? Let me tell you what I got going today. Today is pickleball. That's why I'm wearing this outfit. This is my pickleball outfit. Basically my old cycling outfits. I'm wearing them things. I ain't gonna ride no bikes. I don't trust y'all on the road. Y'all be y'all be over there driving and text driving. Ain't gonna hit me. I lost a homeboy from high school. Got hit on the corner. Yep. It wasn't even a drunk driver. I think it was a text driver. Real spit. So nope. No riding for me unless I'm in an elementary school parking lot that's closed. Going in circles. But love for you guys. Have an amazing day. I got pickleball, got kids practice. Simple day. It's hot in L.A. Love for y'all. Have an amazing day. I know I will. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe it's the birds.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.
Like this video, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like this video, baby. You know what I mean? All right, y'all.